Happy New Year's to you all. I just dropped in for a quick message from Spirit Ashe. Just wishing everybody had a beautiful celebration, bringing in the new year. But this message is very important and it's very much needed, Ashe, because the epidemic on the street that's going on in this world today is very sickening. Ashe, as we were celebrating and bringing in the new year, it was some parents that weren't able to celebrate and bring in the new year because they've lost a child due to the epidemic of fentanyl being on the streets. Ashe, these young children, these babies, these innocent beings are partaking in the pill of fentanyl, and someone that I knew just lost their life 2 days ago to that epidemic. Ashe, it's not just in the industry where they are showing you, it's not just Diddy house and the superstars houses. It's also in our streets, Ashe, where our young children are able to get these pills. Confirmation with that noise in the background, are able to get these pills and ingest these pills, not knowing that it could be deadly, Ashe. So as I was saying, Happy New Year's and wishing everybody brung in the New Year's peacefully. It was some parents out there that were mourning bringing in the new year because they no longer have the pleasure to hug their children, see their children, and just partake in being joyful with their children because of this epidemic. And Spirit is saying, make sure you be mindful of your children. You may not think that it could be your child, but you could turn up and look around and it do be your child. I knew this child that just lost her life 2 days ago, and my children knew this child, and it's these children have good influences and they have bad influences, peer pressure. And my son told me that he suggested to the baby that she stop taking and ingesting these pills or something was going to happen, and she didn't listen to the positive energy that was coming at her. She was only influenced by the negative energy that was coming at her. And Spirit is saying, make sure you be mindful of your children, because you never know what your children are partaking in these streets as you let them roam around in these streets. And these pills are put in these streets for our children to get, just to eliminate, our future. And another baby is gone because of the pill fentanyl, partaking, wanting to be high, wanting to get higher than the highest, and, not knowing that she was not going to wake up the next morning, not knowing that she was going to be taken from her whole family's life, her mother's life. And Spirit is saying it's serious. And it's not just in the industry, where they are distracting you from your own family. You paying so much attention to what's going on in the industry and not giving a focus to what's going on in your house. Spirit is saying you got to get watchful and mindful of these babies, because these babies are our future, and we got to keep a hold on them. We got to keep a track on them. We got to be watchful of our children, Ashe. Even if you think it may not be your child, it could be your child. Spirit is saying, I know this woman never imagined that, it could have been her child. But as we were bringing in the new year, like Spirit said, she was not. She was mourning the new year because of the loss of her baby. 15 years old, that's a baby. So Spirit is saying, be mindful, be watchful, and pay attention, even if it's not your child. She's been in my house several times. I seen her 2 weeks ago. I'll never see her again. I'll never be able to give her a uplifting word or a word of just something that let her know that someone does care for her. I'll never be able to do that again. And if you see this going on within your neighborhood, within your community, Spirit is saying, be watchful, be mindful. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child. Ashe. And so I just was guided here to bring this message because it is an important message. It's not just happening in the industry, in Hollywood. It's happening on our streets because they are placing these drugs in the communities, giving them to the handlers to be able to distribute them to the children. These children are young. These children shouldn't even be thinking about popping pills at such a young age. When I was a child, I wasn't thinking about popping no pill. I was thinking about running up in the hills and riding bikes at 15 years old. I don't understand the epidemic that's going on, but they understand what they are doing to our communities. So Spirit is saying, be mindful, be watchful of your children and other people's children, because you may not think it's yours. You may not think yours is partaking. If yours is not in that house 24/7, you don't know what your child is doing. So be mindful, ask questions, get nosy, how it used to be back in the day. You're the parent. You have that right to be nosy. Ashe, you have that right to keep watch over your child. Ashe. So Spirit is saying, keep watch over your child, and if possible, keep watch over other people's children. Ashe. Happy New Year to you all. Blessings of peace, love, and abundance, light and darkness in your lives. Ashe, because that's what living in this reality comes with, light and darkness. Ashe. So, Happy New Year.